Hi guys, my name is Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, we discuss all things luxury, and if you're returning, thank you so much for clicking onto another one of my videos. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite items in my collection, and it's my mini pochette accessoire. I'll be doing a full review, seeing as how I've had it for over 6 months now. Stay tuned. Today we are going to be talking about my mini pochette accessoire, and the version that I have is the Empriente Leather version in the bicolor monogram. So it has the black leather and then it has the Louis Vuitton symbols in the beige colorway. I love this colorway. You can find this colorway in several different pieces from Louis Vuitton, and I really like that about this bag. Part of the reason why I got this colorway as well, because one, black and beige are of course very neutral, but then also if I want to use this in a catch-all for another bag, there are several different options available for this type of style at Louis Vuitton as well. So getting into the price of this bag, this does cost a little bit more than it would for the regular coated canvas versions of the mini pochette. So this retails for $1,120 in Canadian and $880 in USD. If you're looking at the coated canvas version, which would be the monogram, Damier Bien, this would retail for $745 in USD and then $950 in Canadian. So there is a bit of a price difference. It just depends what you want. One thing I will say to keep in mind is that this version of the mini pochette is actually bigger than the regular mini pochette accessoire. This has slightly bigger dimensions. It's about half an inch difference, and depending on what you use this for, it can make a difference. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. The special edition mini pochettes tend to be in a slightly bigger size compared to the original coated canvas versions. Now getting into this bag, I'm going to give you a 360 view of how this looks, and this is the front. It looks the exact same on the back as well. Here is the view from the side, and then the bottom. Some things also that I will note while we are talking about it, it comes with a leather strap here as the zipper, and it does have here also Louis Vuitton in gold on the side. Mine says Louis Vuitton Paris, made in France. And then it comes with the matching gold chain that goes with the rest of the hardware. On here we have a loop, and then we have a D-loop on this side as well, and this is where you can attach this clip right here. So this has the LV sign engraved on either side, and then you can use this to clip it here, and that is how the bag looks on the exterior. Since I've had this piece for 6 months, I'm going to talk a little bit to you guys about the wear and tear, and I'm quite happy to report back that I actually don't see any issues with wear and tear on this piece whatsoever. So are there scratches on the hardware over here? Honestly, no, I don't really see anything. The Louis Vuitton here on the side is still very clear to read. I know there's been talk about whether or not the embossing on the Empriente Leather actually stays that way, and it looks pretty good to me. Of course, it's not going to be exactly as deep as it was initially. However, one thing I like about the bicolor Empriente Leather is that because it's a different color, you can clearly see the design. So even if it does become a little less embossed, you can still see very much the pattern. So I do like that about this. And like I said, it doesn't seem that it has gone completely. It seems like it's still in pretty good condition as well. I don't have any corner wear or anything like that on the corners of the bag, and the zipper still is quite smooth. There's no issues with that either. So like I said, I've had this for about 6 months. Just over 6 months, so I'm really happy to report that I have no other issues with this, and it's in really good condition. This is also, because it's more of a grained leather, there are no scratches on the leather as well, which is good, and I do not baby this SLG whatsoever. I use it as an SLG, but I would say mostly I use it as a bag, so this has been out and about with me, and I don't have any scratches, so that is a plus. Now, talking about using this as an SLG or using this as a bag, I'm going to show you the ways that I like to use this piece. So the first way that you can use it is, of course, just like this. gold chain, so you can use this to carry the bag if you want to use this as a purse. So I will show that when you use this on over your shoulder with the chain, it is quite tight. So personally, I do not like to use it that way. So I do like using this bag as a shoulder bag, but what I have been doing in recent times is I've actually been taking my strap from my easy pouch on strap, and I've been using this chain on this mini pochette. So what I love about attaching this chain onto the mini pochette is that because it is such a small piece as is, this certainly is used as a mini bag, like it's not huge, of course. I feel like when you use it as a shoulder bag, it is much more proportionate than using it as, say, a crossbody piece. So you can see here how it looks when it's put together. And again, because it's still a Louis Vuitton chain, of course, the gold matches perfectly. And you can put it over your shoulder, and it is a great fit. It gives you a little bit more room in the drop down area here. So I really like wearing it this way, and I would say especially as of summer when I don't have on a lot of layers, this is the main way that I like to use this piece. Now, there is another chain that I like to attach onto here as well, and I will show you that next. So what most commonly I would say that this is used as is a crossbody bag here. So I have a strap from the Christian Dior clutch that I have actually right here, and it also came with a beautiful gold chain. So this is one that, as you can see, is longer, and you can use this for a long shoulder bag, or you can use it as a crossbody piece. Now, when I use it this way, I do prefer to use it as a crossbody, and I do use it this way still often enough. And it connects like this, and then you can wear it as a crossbody. Now, finally, if I use a strap that is not, these are all straps that did not come with this piece. It only comes with the one chain, so keeping in mind if you do plan on using it another way, you will have to purchase those separately. So I will link some options below if you're looking for some cheap options from Amazon. Those work great as well, and they still look really good with this bag. Now, this can also be used, I did show you that it can be taken off, and then you can use this also as a wristlet if you like. And again, because of the small size, it doesn't look out of place this way as well. And then finally, if you do not plan on using this as a mini bag, then there is one other way that you can wear it, or use it, I should say. This can also be incorporated as an SLG, and I see that's how a lot of people like to use these. Probably more specifically, I would say the canvas versions, because then you're throwing it into bags and you're maybe not taking as much care of it in terms of the leather, but you can add all of your belongings in here, things like use it kind of as like a cosmetic case, or even just you want to throw your keys in here. You want to make sure it's in the same place as your lipstick, as well as, say, a perfume. That's another common way to use this piece, and it does a really good job of keeping all of those things in one spot. And then if you're someone also who likes to change your bags often, it's easy to just grab this out of one bag and put it into another bag as well. To the interior of the bag. So when you get inside of the bag, it is filled with the microfiber lining on the interior, and for this pochette it is in the color black, which is really nice because then you're not going to get any color transfer on the inside, or if you kind of spill something in here, it's going to be less easy to see. So when you look on the inside though, there is no type of slit pockets, there is just one open hole, and in some ways I think that is a good thing, because then you can just fit everything in here as you need to. You can rearrange it as you need to as well. But yes, no slit pockets or anything like that on the interior, just the one open hole with the microfiber lining. So I'm going to start putting in some essentials that I would typically take with this when I go out on the run, and this is something that I use when I don't want to carry a lot. Of course, this is not something that I'm going to use if I need to bring plenty with me, but you might be surprised how much actually fits in here. So I'm going to start with my card holder, and that fits in with plenty of room. I'm going to also do my keys, and that fits in there as well. Next, I'm going to do a full size lipstick. That fits. And then I'm going to do a little travel perfume sample here. And that fits in as well. It might be difficult to see, but as you can see, it does go in. And there is a little bit of room on top, so I would say you could potentially get a small hand sanitizer in here, or if you had another type of key you want to put in here as well, there is enough room to fit. And it closes nicely. The good thing about this being the leather version as well, I don't notice bulging with this piece as much, so even if not everything is lying in there completely flat, you're not really going to notice anything being misshaped, which I think is a real pro of having the leather version. There is one more thing I wanted to show that fits inside as well. If I take all of these things out, I'm going to also show how it works if I wanted to put my wallet in here as well. Now, I have the Rosalie coin purse, and this does fit in the bag, but as you see, this pretty much takes up the whole space. So essentially, it's kind of just a carrier for your wallet. I'll see if I can fit a lipstick on the inside, but I cannot, and it does not fit on top. Perhaps something a little bit even smaller, like my perfume sample. Yes, that will fit in. So if you're someone who needs your wallet with you at all times, if you have a compact one, it does fit, but then you're truly not getting anything else in there. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Something important that we all want to know is our phone going to fit into this bag? And I have the iPhone 13, and as you can see, it does not fit into this phone, into this SLG, into this bag. So unfortunately, it is just not big enough, and I don't think that even if you had a slightly smaller size, if the phone would fit. As you can see, it really is just too big. So that is something to keep in mind as well. So now I'm going to give some pros and cons for this mini SLG here. If you love the mini bag trend, then this is a really good piece because it comes in various different materials, various different colors, and if you're someone who loves to hop on different releases and collections Louis Vuitton has, this is a great choice because they always are releasing a mini pochette accessoire that goes with their various collections. So it is a fun way to get a piece of each collection that is dropped. Now, secondly, I think this is a really great piece because it does fit more than you think. Now, this is not something I would necessarily recommend as your everyday handbag. However, it does fit a decent amount if you wanted to put in your essentials, and this can be worn in several different ways if you're willing to add different chains or accessories to this bag as well. Third pro of this bag is that it actually holds up quite well. I haven't had any issues with wear and tear, and it still looks great. One thing I will say though is that I do stuff this bag when I'm not using it, so that definitely would help keep the shape as well. But even then, I would still say that it's done a really good job of holding its shape even given that information. And then finally, I think that this is a really good price point for Louis Vuitton, given that of course luxury is going to be expensive, but for what you're getting, this is a leather piece here. I think it's very stylish. It comes in several different colorways. I think that this is still worth the price for this piece here. Cons for this piece, and honestly there's not too many, but I would mention that this does not fit a cell phone, and because it doesn't fit a cell phone, it does make it a little less versatile than of course an actual handbag that is of a bigger size. And then secondly, I would say that another con about this is that the chain bag here is not long enough to properly use as a shoulder bag on its own. It's not the most comfortable fit, so if you do want to use this as a bag, you are going to have to buy other pieces. The drop length here is just not quite long enough. For my final thoughts on this piece, I love the mini pochette accessoire. It was my first luxury piece that I bought, and I still use it to this day because it really is such a great piece to have. I think it's a great staple in any collection, and if you're starting off, it can be really worth the investment, and I would definitely recommend this piece. We've come to the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed this video or found it helpful. And if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and share your comments down below if you have anything that you would like to share. I would love to know which SLG you are looking for Louis Vuitton. And if it is the mini pochette, is there a specific edition release that you like, or do you like the classic canvas? I'm always interested to hear which pieces people favor. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.